look at me, yo, look at me!
Buenos dias, Internet Bikers. Today we're going to talk about loud pipes, and I'm going to give you 3 perspectives as to why I think they don't bring all the benefits that you usually associate to them. I'm not going to tell you to get rid of your loud pipes, but I think I might make a compelling case to maybe reduce your interest in them. So let's get to it. So in order to approach this subject, I've decided to do it from 3 perspectives. First one is going to be the rider perspective, which is usually, of course, the most important one for us. So I wanted to understand why is it that this idea of loud pipes saves lives or loud pipes are good or whatever, why this idea is so pervasive within biker culture. And it doesn't matter if you're a cruiser rider or a squid or whatever, everyone seems to love loud pipes. And the reason that I came up with, this is just my own logic here, there is no research behind it or anything, it's just, trying to analyze it on my own. And what I've come to realize is that I believe that the reason why most bikers want loud pipes is because historically there has been a direct relationship between power and sound. Many years ago, decades ago, when there were no emissions and ambient sound regulations, then engine makers were free to build the engines as best they could with only one objective in mind, and that was to create as much power as possible. And because of that lack of regulation, I believe that it was just normal, a natural byproduct of powerful engines was the loud sound. So I believe that in our minds we think that if we have a loud motorcycle, then that means we have a menacing and powerful motorcycle. But see, the thing is, that's no longer true. Because of the regulations that I just mentioned, we have more and more powerful motorcycles that are more and more quiet as time has gone by. So this idea that a loud bike is a powerful bike or has a powerful engine has gone by the wayside. It no longer makes sense. It is no longer true. And therefore, I think that this tradition or historical mindset that we've had of hey, I want a bike, but I want it to be loud. It wasn't that you wanted it to be loud originally. It was that you wanted a powerful bike, and that ended up being a loud bike. But now that we have all of these regulations, you can have the most powerful bike be as silent as can be. So now what we have are bikes that are loud just because you want them to be loud, but they don't really bring any benefits to it. There is really no point to having a loud bike other than making a lot of noise, right? So the origins of the big sound are no longer there. In some cases, having loud pipes does bring a little bit of an additional power benefit. Not necessarily power benefit, but maybe power to weight ratio, because loud pipes are simple pipes and therefore lighter pipes. When you're talking about sport bikes, that might be noticeable. In other types of motorcycles, not so much, and it's really just about the sound. But yeah, that's it. That's why I think loud pipes have this bond with the motorcyclist brain. And now comes the second part of it, which is from the car driver's perspective. And this is also an offshoot of the rider's perspective, because the second reason that most people actually mention that they want loud pipes is because they save lives, right? Because they make you more noticeable out in the street. So from the car driver's perspective, I own a car, of course. I have a very quiet car, in fact, but loud motorcycles are never noticeable for me. I only notice them when they are passing me by. I never noticed them before. And there are several reasons for that. One is newer cars are more and more soundproof, and therefore you don't really hear anything outside of your car. You just hear what's going on inside. You can barely even hear the engine because the car engines are also so quiet. But it's not just that, it's also the fact that you have music playing, you have passengers, you're talking with your passengers, and if you're riding on your own, you're driving on your own, you may either be on the phone or listening to a podcast or an audiobook or whatever it is, but you're not really hearing the ambient noise. So there is really no point or very, very minimal benefit to having a loud pipe when you're thinking about it from the driver's perspective. They're just not going to notice you. I never noticed loud motorcycles until they are at this point, at this angle, right? When they have just passed me by, that's when I notice them. And all they do is they startle me. That happens not just in the car, but also in the motorcycle. So, I don't know. I don't really see the benefit of a loud pipe as far as safety is concerned. I know many people say that they have their own testimonial experiences in which the loud pipes have made them, they are sure that the loud pipes have saved them from accidents, and that car drivers have noticed them. And I mean, unless you have actually spoken to the car driver, I wouldn't be so sure that the loud pipe is the reason that you were noticed. I think you were noticed because some people are just good drivers and they're paying attention to the mirrors and everything that's going around them, right? So, and with that said, if you actually want to be more noticeable because you're worried about your safety, loud pipes are not the way to go. What you need are not loud pipes. What you need is bright vests. And many people actually do that. You will see people riding their adventure bikes or their touring bikes with bright colored vests, and they will have probably quiet motorcycles. Those people are going to be much more noticeable to the average driver than a person, a rider on a loud bike. It's just when you are in your driving lessons, you're told to pay full attention to your mirrors. You're always looking, but and some people might be told to pay attention also to the surround noise. But like I said before, cars are so well isolated from the outdoors, they are so soundproof that that's not really an option in many cases. So the conclusion is, if you're really thinking about your safety, bright vests are going to be much, much more effective than loud pipes. It's just a fact. Then, I know that some people will say, yeah, but then what about ambulances? They have these blaring sirens that make a lot of noise. Isn't that how they get themselves noticed? I would say two things to that. One is, yeah, that's part of it, but it's not just making a loud sound, it's about making a loud sound in all directions. That thing is moving around. But your loud pipe is only making the sound away from the cars in front of you. The cars behind you, they are already seeing you when they are listening to you. So there's really no point in the loud pipe as far as safety is concerned with that in mind. And the other thing that these sirens from the ambulances, police cars, police bikes even, the other thing that they use to make themselves noticed or noticeable is the bright lights. The bike-mounted police, they also have bright vests. So all of that is what makes them noticeable out in the street. When I'm driving the car, I think I usually hear the siren because it is pointing in all directions, which does not happen with the pipe. And the second thing is, the moment I hear it, I look into the mirror. and I will see the siren. Whereas if for whatever reason I actually listen to the loud pipe, it could happen. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but if I actually am able to identify a motorcycle for whatever reason, maybe it's way too loud and you actually notice it, next thing you're going to do is you're going to look for it in the mirrors. But most people with loud pipes are not clad in bright vests. Most people are actually wearing what I'm wearing right now, which is dark leather jackets, you know, black, brown, even the speed motorcycle gear and all of that. None of that is bright. So even if you listen and you can actually identify that there's a bike around, the moment you start looking into the mirrors, it's not going to be as easy to identify unless you're wearing a bright vest. So really, it's the bright vest that's going to make you noticed, not so much the pipe. The third perspective is from the passerby, from the pedestrian. So the pedestrian point of view is also an offshoot, I believe. This is going to be another offshoot of the biker mentality. I honestly, I mean, no one can tell me this is false, because this comes from a former loud pipe owner. I myself put a loud pipe on this bike. I removed it because I realized it wasn't for me. But another reason is you want people to see you and think you're cool. You all know that's why we do it. We want people to look at us and think we're cool. That's why I did it. And it's just a fact of life. But guess what? Most pedestrians, when they listen to a loud motorcycle, they don't think you're cool. They think you're obnoxious. They think you're annoying. And they're in their right to think so, because honestly, all you're doing is disturbing the peace when you're out there with your loud pipe, especially when you're riding through slow speed pedestrian area, residential area. I think it's akin to going up. Let's say you're walking down a boulevard, or I don't know, a beach path or something like that, and you decide, hey, you know what? Everyone that comes close to me, I'm gonna yell at them so they think I'm cool. And sure enough, what's gonna happen if you, next person that comes close to you, you yell them and say, yo, look at me, yo, look at me. They're gonna think you're annoying, maybe a little bit crazy. That's probably what most people who are just walking by and for whatever reason end up with a loud pipe next to their ears. That's all they're thinking. It's like, wow, this guy is obnoxious. They're not thinking you're cool. Of course, I can be wrong, but I'm just spitting my truth here, you know, giving you my view of this subject here. So yeah, I don't really think loud pipes are, I don't think that they mean that your bike is powerful anymore. I don't think that they are as useful as bright vests to make you visible in the road. And they don't make you look cool to people out in the street. The only people that will think you're cool, they're already bikers. So it's just not that many people. Unfortunately, we do know that. I mean, I still look around when I hear a loud pipe because I'm a biker, and that's it. That's the only reason I do it. And everyone around me who's not a biker is just thinking, wow, these guys are annoying. So yeah, that was my quick thoughts here on loud pipes. Again, as I said in the beginning, I'm not gonna tell anyone to get rid of their loud pipes, of course. I am nobody, and I don't have any authority to say anything like that. But you know what? Most government authorities are saying that. They are making it more and more difficult to have loud pipes out there. So, and I mean, they make a good argument. First of all, there is no need to make so much noise to have powerful vehicles. And secondly, our vehicles are way too powerful already. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So, you know how it goes. If you like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and hit me up in the comments. If there's anything here that you disagree with, happy to hear it, happy to read it and respond. It's all polite, of course. Be civic about it. I'm not starting a fight here. I'm just giving you my opinion, and your opinion is as valid as mine. And if you disagree, that's perfect. Let me know in the comments, and we'll have a nice conversation about it. So, with that said, hasta luego.